Hi everyone, it's Graham from GM Details. Welcome back to the channel. With the Sahara rain and it's still in the grips of winter up here with freezing temperatures and salted roads, this will be a brilliant test for these products from Adbl. So let's get straight into it. I've got a lot to cover. First product we're going to try is the tyre and rubber cleaner. Before I start on the wheels, I just want to spray some SNOWFOAM into the arches to let them soak and try to release some of the dirt and salts from the road. What I'm using in the MJJC Lance is a concoction of what's left over from SNOWFOAMs from the past few weeks testing. So here we go with the tyre and rubber cleaner. Now it's meant to be apple scented, but to be honest, the solvents kind of overpower the scent. I did wonder if it could be diluted, but from the directions it appears to be ready to use. Now, similar to the Autoglans Rebound you've seen me using on the channel before, you don't need a lot of this, and for 500ml it's great value. It's £7.99 and £11.99 for a litre. I'll put the links in the description below, as well as a discount code for 10% off if you want to try it. It's not an affiliate code or anything, just some money off for you for subscribing to the channel as a thank you. So along with the Tough Shine tyre brush, I'm using this Atlasta soft bristle brush. Chemical resistant of course, and it's perfect for getting around the rim area and the flatter part of the tyre on the road surface. So on to application number 2, and as you can see it's a little bit more foamy than what it was on the first application. I think in general with the first application of most products that if there's a lot of dirt to be removed, the foaming action is drastically reduced. So with these tyres on this particular day, it took around 3 applications to remove the old solvent based tyre dressing that was on the tyres. This one being the Auto Lucent dressing applied a couple of months ago. I'll pop a link up to that video on the top corner of your screen for you to check out if you haven't already seen it. For the next tyre, I'm going to apply a lot less of the degreaser to see if I get the same results using less product. It's always easy to get carried away when using a trigger sprayer. You can see the immediate reaction when the product hits the tyre, and that's something initially I was concerned about. I've read about solvents damaging the sidewall of the tyre, but in a letter from the tyre manufacturer VR Design that I found on the internet, these state that no household chemicals could ever do any damage to a tyre, but heavy solvents should be avoided frequently as they may contribute to the tyre drying up. But they do go on to say that tyres don't last as long as you'd notice any difference. In other words, perfect for a deep clean, but not every clean. As I've mentioned it earlier, Autoglans Rebound is a favourite of mine, and I thought I'd just show the difference between them, if any. I've shown Rebound a few times on the channel, and it just does such a good job with only using 2 or 3 sprays per tyre. So let's give it a quick go to see how many hits it takes to remove this old dressing and get that white foam, which is a good indicator that it's done its job. So this is hit number 2, and as I pass over the tyre with the Tough Shine tyre brush, it's a little less brown foam than the Adbl was, suggesting it's still unrivaled in cleaning ability. But, and this is a big but, the difference between how the Rebound looks compared with the Adbl when it's dry is quite something. Yeti Pearl Whole Awesome is the name of this SNOWFOAM, quite a mouthful, and the bottle, design and pearlescent label, it certainly is a fantastic looking product. Dilutions are 1 to 10 for heavy dirt and 1 to 20 for lighter cleaning duties. It can also be used in a hand pump foamer at 1 to 500. I'm going to use this at 1 to 10, so around 50ml of product and 450ml of water. I would recommend using quite warm water for this, as it's so concentrated it's just not mixing well with the cold water in the cup there. But I'll persevere with it and I'll get there in the end. Applying the snow foam using the MTM PF22 foam cannon. One click back on the dilution dial and it goes on wet and creamy. Always best to open up the fan so it doesn't apply too thick, and I just prefer going bottom to top. I feel the lower parts of the car have the most dirt, so it's giving the foam the most amount of time dwelling on the dirtiest areas, and this time I haven't pre-rinsed the car. On application, the scent is lovely. Being an aftershave type scent rather than the usual fruity scents, it's a very pleasant change. Its chemical makeup is mostly of home cleaning chemicals and personal products, so it's good to see the absence of heavy amounts of caustic soda. This is certainly one pleasant snow foam to use. Let's hope the cleaning power is there too. So who doesn't love the sound of snow foam dripping off a car? For me, it's my favourite sound. As it dwells, I've noted down a few points. Cling time is excellent. The longer it can stay on top of dirt and grime, the better, wetting the layer of dirt and loosening it up for the power wash off. And this is dwelling just nice. Remember, this is only 50 millilitres of product in 450 millilitres of water. Roughly works out at 1% panel impact ratio. The amount of dirt on the driveway is evident also where the foam has dropped off, but this isn't really proof of it working, as it could be dirt from the ground being lifted in the foam. The last protection the car had was Auto Lucent Quick Detailer, which being a couple of months ago has now expired. So as I leave this to dwell, it's certainly behaving very well, blanketing the dirt with the foam and very slowly running off. It's recommended to dwell for around 5 minutes, so as the sun is out, let's rinse it off and see what we're left with. Apologies for the water on the lens there, I'm just trying a little bit too hard to get you as close to the action as possible. Being a white car, if the camera was further away, it wouldn't show a thing, but I've wiped it clear again, so let's have a better look. This foam is incredibly easy to rinse away. I was imagining there would be some sticky residue layer to remove with extra rinsing, but this rinses away as easily as Garage Therapy 1 Snow Foam. It's almost as if I'm rinsing a shampoo. Now the keen-eyed viewer will have spotted a little bit of water sheeting on the right hand side of your screen there, and that could possibly be the turtle wax seal and shine I applied back in October. More about that later on. Just here you can see where the dirt is. And as I move the gun across the door, it's removing that dirt with complete ease. I'm really impressed by that. Just look at it ripping through that dirt. And I'm not really close to the car either. I'm a good foot and a half away from it, so it's the power of the pressure from the pressure washer, and that nozzle, that's the KDN stainless steel nozzle, and it's really having a dramatic effect lifting the dirt from the paintwork. And I just think for something that's as close to pH neutral, it's fantastic. For the contact wash, I've got 3 products from the Leather Repair Company: a microfiber wash mitt, a noodle mitt, and a noodle pad. I'll just drop these into the rinse bucket to soak while I get the shampoo ready. Tangy, whole awesome everyday use acid shampoo in a fig scent, clearly a different product to the usual pure shampoo. Clear pictograms on the bottle indicate to use on a cloudy day. Dilution of 50 millilitres per 10 litres of water. Use a wash mitt or pad and rinse thoroughly. Great clear guidelines when you aren't fluent in the Polish language. So my buckets are 20 litres, so I'm going balls deep at 100 ml of shampoo. These bottle caps are amazing. Did you notice the one on the SNOWFOAM? They help prevent any spillages and control the flow of product. I think they're awesome. Whole awesome, in fact. Delicately poured into the bucket. So it's quite a thick consistency, similar to the SNOWFOAM. It would be quite interesting to try this in the Lance, but I'll do that on another video. Pressure washer in, and let's make it bubbly. Very nice, and it's even retaining that pink colour. This has got to be the shot for Instagram, isn't it? Yes. Very first impressions are a lovely, thick, creamy lather. Okay, not the best concentration level. You'd only get 5 washes if you had the 500 millilitre bottle in the full 20 litre bucket here as I do. Or 10 washes from just 10 litres of water. Just as well, it's only around £10 for a litre, which is excellent value. Now, I have used an acidic shampoo before, and no, it's not going to burn your skin off, although gloves are recommended as part of proper PPE while working with chemicals. This is around pH 4, but don't let that concern you too much, as a lemon is pH 2, some 100 times stronger than this shampoo. But with pH levels, it's all about concentrations of chemicals anyway. Now, it's not looking overly good on application here. It feels a bit grabby, and there's not a lot of the suds helping to lubricate the pad. I know suds aren't important and cleaning power is better, but this is quite odd. What's in the bucket isn't being transferred onto the car, and I'm thinking about changing from the noodle pad to the microfiber mitt. An amazing transformation, just changing the wash media. I don't know what was wrong with the large noodle pad, but you can see for yourself how the mitt is gliding effortlessly across these panels. Lubricity is perfect, cleaning power is brilliant, and the suds, well, they didn't die away in the bucket either throughout the wash. You didn't need to put the gun back in to reinvigorate them. Overall, a very good shampoo I wouldn't hesitate on using again. I hear you ask, why would you use an acid-based shampoo anyway? Well, they're designed primarily to unclog ceramic coatings or even waxes and sealants. Regular shampoos can often clog a coating, so I recommend you try this for yourself and let me know in the comments what your experience has been. To save time, I've rinsed the shampoo and dried the car ready for decontamination. Vampire Liquid, another awesome product name. Now, Adbl have 2 types of follic remover. This is Vampire Liquid, which is easier to spray on painted panels, and Vampire Liquid Light, more of a gel designed for wheel cleaning, or more frequent use if you live in a heavily industrialised location, or just like decontaminating your car once a week. I didn't find this a particularly fast reacting follic remover, so use in the shade is highly recommended to avoid it drying out on the panel. And it doesn't seem very well lubricated either, so I wouldn't recommend using a clay bar with it or a wash mitt to speed up the process. Let it do its thing, and thankfully it's very easy to rinse away. As always with fallout remover, it's always worth reapplying the product to see if the first application got most of it away. I'm just drying off the bonnet as fallout remover works best on a clean, dry panel. If it's applied wet, there's a possibility that the chemical won't do its thing and you've wasted expensive product. I have to say that the trigger on this bottle delivers a lovely mist of product. So we'll just let that dwell again for a few minutes, speed up the process and see if there's any more reaction. Okay, so there's not much still reacting, and if you were about to polish you could really pick up the rest with a clay bar and lube. Now just of note of the fallout remover, it's a wild berry scent, so it's not quite got that rotten egg type smell, and available in as little as a 500ml solution, 1 litre, 5 litres and 25 litres. Adbl ceramic quick detailer, just one of the protection sprays they sent up. I'll keep the spray wax for another video. In fact, I was going to do a 50-50 between them, but I was enjoying applying this as it's such a pleasure that I completely forgot all about the spray wax. Sorry. So be sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications to be notified when that video is uploaded. I'm applying this with a microfiber pad, as you can see, but it's equally easy to apply directly to the panel and work over with a microfiber cloth, or do both, then a separate cloth to remove. You all know the drill here. Ceramic quick detailers have been around a number of years now, and people argue about them being sealants rather than quick detailers. Whichever way you want to class it, this is very easy to use. I let it haze up for 5 minutes and got a plush microfiber cloth to remove the residue and buff off. As you can see with most ceramic sealants, it's a little grabby at first, then slickens up under the cloth very quickly. If the camera isn't picking up the gloss being produced here, I apologise, as it's more of a sharpness like ice on a white car. One reason I prefer a sealant to a wax owning white cars. My mind still hasn't been changed to that in over 10 years. Hybrid waxes do come a close second though. I'm going to get on applying this to the rest of the car and quickly move on to the tyre dressing as a final step. Keep watching till the end to see the end results. Spoiler alert, it's well worth it. Tyre dressing is a combination of highest quality polymers, resins and SiO2, restores blackness and makes tyres look like new, is what it says on the website. I'm applying it with a Chinese makeup brush, still undecided on these as the thick liquid causes the brush to drag quite a bit on the rubber. Certainly work better with a water-based dressing or a longer brush. It's a satin finish to the dressing, but if you want matte, be sure to wipe down the surface before it dries, but longevity will be reduced. News on that coming up. End results guys, and she's looking sharp. Super glossy, highly reflective, crisp white paintwork, chrome trims shining and fantastic looking tyres. I hadn't wiped that edge yet, so that's why it's still a bit wet. It's well worth the effort with a day's detailing. The products have all been very good indeed. Really enjoyed using all of them, and if you check the website in the description below, you'll be really surprised with the prices too. Best of all, the wife was really pleased with it, and that's all that matters in the end, isn't it? I'd like to thank Bartosz from ABPAUTOCARE, who are the sole importers of Adbl. It's not a new brand, they're from Poland, like Tenzi, and been on the go manufacturing their own products for around 12 years. They say their formulas help beat mediocrity, and how right they are.
1 week later.
Before I go, as this was filmed at the beginning of April, I've got the luxury of showing you what it looks like a week later. Only too often do you spend a whole day working on your car for it to be ruined in a day or so with our British weather. But I'm really pleased that these products have not only kept their looks, but with a week of rain and the self-cleaning ability from that ceramic QD seems to be doing a cracking job. I mean, it's impossible to repel dirt completely, but what grime is on the car is very light and should easily be removed on the next wash, which makes your job cleaning the car easier next time. The tyres are especially good looking, and even now, 2 weeks after this video was shot, it's still looking very good indeed. So if you want to try them, have a look at the website in the description below, and there's even a discount code which you can apply at the checkout too. I'm not affiliated with Adbl or ABPAUTOCARE. This review is of my own opinion based on my user experience with the products. So thank you all for watching. I hope to see you all in the next one. I'll just leave you with a quote from Adbl's website. Imagine how great it would be if we could live in a world where all of the cars, streets and the environment are always clean and fresh smelling. Because clean cars mean happy drivers. Happy detailing.